Friends, good morning and welcome to this Thursday morning time of devotion and reflection. This morning, I'm going to share a piece from Father Richard Rohr, a Franciscan, who is the director of the Center for Action and Contemplation out in New Mexico, and the author of numerous books. If you're not familiar with him, I encourage you to become familiar with him. And today's piece is entitled Moving Beyond Conventional Wisdom. He is helping us think through how we know what we know and how we come to know what we know. And he writes, "Here are the three further ways of knowing that can allow us to assess greater wisdom. Images. Imaginal knowing is the only way that the unconscious can move into consciousness. It happens through fantasy, through dreams, through symbols, where all is thrown together. It happens through pictures, events, and well-told stories. It happens through poetry, where well-chosen words create an image that in turn creates a new awareness that was in us already. We knew it, but we didn't know it. We must be open to imaginal knowing because the work of transformation will not be done logically, rationally, cerebrally. Our intellectual knowing alone is simply not adequate to the greatness and the depth of the task. Aesthetic. In some ways, aesthetic knowing is the most attractive, but I think it's often the least converting. Art in all its forms so engages us and satisfies us that many may go no deeper. Still, aesthetic knowing is a central and profound way of knowing. I've seen art lead to true changes of consciousness. I've seen people change their lives in response to a novel, a play, a piece of music, or a movie like Dead Man Walking. Their souls were prepared and God got in through the right metaphor at the right time. They saw their own stories clarified inside of a larger storyline. Epiphany. The last way of knowing, which I think religion would prefer and encourage, is epiphanic knowing. An epiphany is a parting of the veil, a life-changing manifestation of meaning, the eureka of awareness of self and the other. It is the radical grace which we cannot manufacture or orchestrate. There are no formulas which ensure its appearance. It is always a gift, unearned, unexpected, and larger than our present life. We cannot manufacture epiphanies. We can only ask for them, wait for them, expect them, know they are given, keep out of the way, and thank God afterward. I have to imagine that Jesus' consciousness was developed by all these ways of knowing. Scholar Christopher Pramuk describes how Jesus engaged his listeners and followers in ways far beyond their minds. He writes, "When Jesus of Nazareth prefaced his enigmatic sayings with the words, 'Let those with eyes to see, see. Let those with ears to hear, hear,' scholars tell us he was speaking as a teacher of Jewish wisdom, appealing not just to the head, but to the whole person of his listener, heart, body, mind, senses, imagination. Like a lure darting and flashing before a fish, Jesus' words dance and play before the imagination, breaking open our habitual assumptions about the way things are. To be born again is to break free of the stultifying womb of conventional wisdom." Friends, go in peace. Be well. Stay well. Take care of one another. Amen.